And you guys are in St. Louis area, right?
Yes.
Based in St. Louis area, okay. And this is it Mr. or Dr.?
Still Mr. and
Okay.
hopefully by Christmas. The dissertation is written.
The future, right? The future Dr. Jordan Cox.
Mrs. Cox is back there. We're both here.
I mean, it works, right? Okay, so help me welcome them to Fun.
I'm Mr. Cox, and I am Assistant Professor of Music and Director of Choral Activities at Missouri Baptist University. And in the back is my wife, Mrs. Casey Cox. She's an Assistant Professor of Theater and Director of Theater. And the group that she has with her today is In Character. And I'll let her explain a little bit more about them in a little bit, and you'll get to see a couple scenes from them as well. The group that you see before you is our select touring choir from the university. We have several choirs and many ensembles that exist, and I'll tell you a little bit more about those as we are with you this morning. We sing a really wide variety of literature, and so we do every year we sing a big masterwork. Like last year we sang through Handel's Messiah. We've done Brahms' Requiem, big works like that, and so we do that every year. But then we also do some contemporary a cappella, we do some worship choir stuff, we do just a little bit of everything. And so you're going to get a smattering of that today. The song we're going to start off with, feel free to laugh about, it's kind of a silly song. And it's one that I've sung since I was a little kid. And then I heard this group this summer do it, and I thought, oh, that's a really cool arrangement of that. I think that's really fun. And we used to do it, we used to go to the elementary schools and we'd do the song with motions and everything with the kids, and they thought it was fun. So I thought, well, it'll be a goofy thing to do for us. And then all of a sudden, the song started trending on iTunes. And I was like, what is happening? This is weird. And so feel free to laugh, feel free to go, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is Baby Shark. One, two.
Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark. Mama shark doo 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 doo, mama shark doo 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 doo, mama shark doo 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 doo, mama shark. Daddy shark, daddy shark, daddy shark, daddy shark. Grandpa shark, Grandpa shark, Grandpa shark, Grandpa shark. Girl went swimming doo 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 doo. Girl went swimming doo 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 doo. Girl went swimming doo 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 doo. Girl went swimming. Shark attack doo 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 doo. Shark attack doo 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 doo. Shark attack doo 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 doo. Shark attack. Lost in arms. Lost in arms. Lost in arms. Lost in arms. Lost a leg. Lost a leg. Lost a leg. Lost a leg. CPR. Ha ha ha. CPR. Ha ha ha. CPR. Ha ha ha. CPR. It's too late. Where God makes baby sharks do 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 do, baby sharks do 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 do, baby sharks do 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 do, baby sharks.
To do is break up and let the girls showcase a song and let the guys showcase a song. So let's start with the guys. Guys, why don't you go ahead and come down and get in your normal formation, and girls, you can just stay where you are and we'll flip-flop when we do that. So I tried to introduce them to lots of different styles throughout the year that we do, and so this is more of a contemporary a cappella piece in a barbershop style, and I think you'll recognize the piece.
street inside my home. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. Feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes up off it, moving so phenomenally. Room unlocked the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights, that's where everything goes. Nowhere to hide, let them get me close. When we move, well you already know. So just imagine, I don't see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, love one is just dance, dance, dance. Come on, mama, step back, you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody dancing. So la da 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 da. So just dance, dance, dance. Oh la da 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 da. So just dance, dance, dance.
Ooh, something magical.
It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. We're flying out no ceiling when I'm in my zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. Feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes up off it, moving so phenomenally. Room unlocked the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights, where everything goes, nowhere to hide, when we move, well you already know. So just imagine, cause I can see what you can do. Dance, 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 feel the good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do. Dance, 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 and ain't nobody dancing. So la da 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 da. So just dance, dance, dance. So la da 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 da. So just dance, dance, dance.
Girl, doom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, doom, 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 shoom, doom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, doom, doom, doom.
I can't stop the feeling. I see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Can't stop the feeling. Creeping up on you when you dance, dance, dance. Can't stop the feeling. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. Can't stop it. Ain't nobody even seems to keep dancing. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body. Can't stop the feeling. Wanna see you move your body. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body.
Bring it down.
Got this feeling in my body. 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 Come on.
Alright, so you heard from the guys, time to hear from the girls. Hey, Mason, it's nice to sing that. Dum, dum, ba-dum.
Sing! It doesn't matter if your days are long. Sing! It doesn't matter if your night's gone wrong. Sing! Just clap your hands and stomp your feet. Oh, it doesn't matter if he let you go. Sing! It doesn't matter if she hurt you so. Sing! Get up and dance and feel that beat and sing it. I don't know what you've been told, but music makes you
you're way off track.
Sing, feel like you're heading for a heart attack. Sing, just raise your voice and make the noise and sing it. Oh. Sing for your mama, sing for your daughter, sing for your sisters, misters, best friends, brother, 'cause I don't know what you've been told, but music makes you lose control. Sing, 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 sing it out as hard as you can. Make 'em hear you from LA to Japan. Don't let 'em bring you down, 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 down. Go and roll your windows down and sing, 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 sing. Sing it with your hands in the sky. Light it up like it's the 4th of July. Don't let 'em bring you down, 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 down. Down, down.
Sing it for your mama, ayy. Sing it for your papa, ayy. Sing it for the whole world. Boy, your girl be number one, babe. KO on the beat, oh, I mean, you go ahead, go sing it, don't stop, 'cause the beat don't stop. No, wait.
Sing, 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 sing. Sing it out as hard as you can. Make 'em hear you from LA to Japan. Don't let 'em bring you down, 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 down. Go and roll your windows down and sing, 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 sing. Sing it with your hands in the sky. Light it up like it's the 4th of July. Don't let 'em bring you down, 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 down. A little bit louder now. You know what I'm talking about. Sing a little bit louder now.
Please release student mentors and leadership students to the field house at this time.
Let me hear you sing.
Is this the leaders, student leaders, mentors, people? No.
You guys keep waiting back for a second. So as was mentioned earlier, no, it's fine. As was mentioned earlier, we are located in St. Louis. We're right at the intersection of 4064 and 270. Our university's been around for about 60 years, and so we're not a super old university, but we've been around for a while, and we've produced many alumni. We have lots of different majors at the university. How many of you are music majors up here? Most of you. How many of you are not music majors? Cool. And then those of you who are not music majors, shout out what major you are.
Marketing and management.
Public relations, journalism,
Public relations and broadcast media.
theater, special ed.
Awesome. And then in our majors that are music related, we have everything from just a BA in music, music education, musical theater, music with elective studies in business, commercial voice, vocal performance, piano performance, worship leadership, worship arts technology. Those are all things that a lot of these people are. They're all those different things. And so that's really cool. And where we are, we're located in a really great location because we're only about 20 minutes from everywhere. And we're in a really safe part of St. Louis, but then you can get to downtown, you can get to a lot of our nonprofits.
20 minutes.
20 minutes you'll get to the unsafe part if you'd like. It's always an adventure. And so we're gonna switch gears just a little bit, and we're gonna let you hear from In Character. So I'll introduce Mrs. Cox, and she can tell you about that.
Well, In Character is our drama ministry team. We've been around, this is our 21st year. And the easiest way to explain it is that we're sort of like Christian SNL. But we do scenes about Christian living, about the gospel. But what we're going to do for you guys are a couple of scenes just about life in general that I think you will recognize maybe in your own families or in your own relationships. So the first thing we're going to do is called staff meeting, and then we're going to follow it immediately with whatever.
Okay, everybody, listen up. Family staff meeting. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Front and center. Let's hit it and quit it. Everybody, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, listen up. When I call your name, please respond.
Dad.
Did I call your name?
Ted, you know we're all here.
I don't recall calling your name either.
Can we just get on with it? Valerie and I are going to 11:30 movie at the mall.
Who says?
Mom said I could.
She did she?
What movie?
I did.
Can I go?
Venom.
She didn't ask me. Ooh, I wanna go.
No, you can't go. Well, she did ask me.
When?
Thursday.
Junior, you don't want to see it. It's not that good.
Don't call me Junior. My name's Theodore. Dad, she called me Junior.
When did you see it?
Dad, she called me Junior.
Last night.
Dad!
Not now, Junior.
Theodore! It's Theodore!
What do you mean it's not that good? It's gonna be great. I mean, Tom Hardy.
Tom who?
Tom Hardy.
Bet nobody calls him Junior.
Okay, quiet. It's time for the family staff meeting. Once again, when I call your name, please respond. Jen,
Right here.
Lisa,
Duh.
Susie,
Ditto on the duh.
Junior. Junior. Junior.
Theodore. My name is Theodore.
Fine. Theodore Franklin William Jr.
Here.
Now it's time for the family staff meeting. Let's talk about this week. Who wants to go first?
Well, I thought that maybe.
Raise your hand and be recognized, please. Jen.
Thank you. Yes. Now I would like to talk about the trash.
The trash.
The trash. Yes. Now, as you know, your only job around this house, other than cutting the lawn, is to take out the trash twice a week. And who, may I ask, took care of the trash both times this week? Me. It was me. I took care of the trash.
Okay, duly noted. Let's move on.
Whoa! Wait a minute there, Buster. What do you mean moving on?
I mean, let's move on. I made a note about the trash. Let's move on.
Oh, you made a note? You made a note? What does that mean, you made a note? Isn't the point of these family staff meetings to come together and work out problems and find solutions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, stay out of this, please.
I'm trying to be a team player.
Well, whose team are you on?
The family team.
So, what do you have to say for yourself?
Look, Jen, it's been a crazy week at work. Totally crazy. I'm getting slammed at the office. I'm trying to get out of there by 5 o'clock, and as you know, sweetie, I'm there till 6 or 7 sometimes. I mean, come on, you're here all day, you don't work, you...
I what? I don't work? I don't work? Here it comes.
You did it now, Dad.
9 to 5. 5 days a week. Do you have any idea what my hours are, huh? Do you?
I just
Oh, I know
meant...
what you meant. I get up at 6 a.m. every day. Every single day. I cook breakfast for you and the kids. I get you and the kids up, and I bring the kids to school. After you go and drive to work, I either go grocery shopping or I come home to clean up after breakfast. I feed your dogs and the cat. I clean the house, I do the laundry, I weed the garden, I fix lunch, I fix dinner, I pay the bills, I pick up the kids from school, and I put them to bed in the evening. You come home from work and you take a nap. Then you get up and you play on the computer, you watch TV, and you go to bed. All that I ask is that twice a week you take care of the trash. Now there, did you make a note of that?
Yeah, I got it. Next, Susie.
You know how whenever I mess up, you always tell me to say I'm sorry?
Yes.
Aren't you gonna tell Mom you're sorry?
I think your mom knows.
I think you should say it.
Quiet, Junior.
Theodore. It's Theodore.
Right. Sorry.
You have something to say?
Right. Let's get into that. Sorry.
You're forgiven.
Great. Next. Junior. Theodore.
Yes, I'd like to know why we have to have these staff meetings on my day off.
Your day off.
Yes, Saturday is my day off. I don't think it's fair to call me in on my day off. Timmy's family, they talk every night around the dinner table. At our dinner table, you watch TV, Mom reads, and Lisa and Susie argue about boys. If we did this at the dinner table, we could have Saturdays off.
That'd be great.
Good idea. Let's do it.
Okay. There's a motion to change our family staff meetings from weekly on Saturday to daily around the dinner table. All in favor? Opposed? I guess the motion carries. All right. That's
I have to go to Walmart. I'm going to the movies.
I'm gonna go to Joanna's house.
Well, looks like it's just me and you, Junior.
Today's my day off. Besides, you have to mow the lawn, Dad, remember? Oh, and Dad,
Yeah?
don't call me Junior!
I'm glad that's over. I hate meeting parents.
But they were your parents.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it any less awkward. It's always weird to know to meet your date.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
You sure you didn't mind?
It was fine.
Even with my dad telling all those stupid jokes.
He's cute.
My dad? Cute?
Don't worry about it.
So what do you want to do?
I don't care. What do you want to do?
Doesn't matter to me.
Well, it doesn't matter to me either.
Sure it does. It's gotta be something you want to do.
It really doesn't matter. Are you hungry?
Do you want to get something to eat?
I really don't. I just kind of thought if you were hungry.
I'm fine. Is there anything else you want to do?
Not particularly, but I'm okay with whatever.
You don't have anything you want to do?
I just want to spend time with people.
Oh. Doing what?
I really don't care. Let's get something to eat.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't just say that in the first place.
Sorry.
So, where do you want to go eat?
I don't care.
It doesn't matter to you.
No.
You got a taste for anything in particular? Burgers.
Okay.
Chinese.
That's fine.
It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter to you at all.
It's up to you.
Well, if it was up to me, we wouldn't be eating.
Then let's not eat.
All right. Well, then what do you want to do?
I don't care.
I need Alicia Crocker and
Do you want to go see a
Kirsten
movie?
Lawrence to check with Miss Wrinkle's office.
That would be fine.
What movie do you want to see?
What movie do you want to see?
Well, it doesn't matter to me.
Well, what kind of movies do you like?
Anytime.
I mean, do you like comedies?
Sure.
Westerns?
Yeah.
Thrillers?
Or not.
Adventures?
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter to you at all? Okay. So then, what about Venom?
No, I don't want to go see that. Oh.
You said it didn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to go see that movie.
What movie do you want to see?
Well, I don't know. Are you sure you even want to see a movie?
I thought you wanted to see a movie.
No, I said I didn't care.
No, I said I didn't care. You said you wanted to see a movie.
And you said that would be fine.
Well, it will be.
So, by that would be fine, you mean that you think I want to, and you're just going to go do it because you think I want to?
Do you want to go to the mall?
That will be fine.
Does that mean that you think I want to and you're just saying that would be fine because you think I want to too?
Logan Wheatley, Kirsten Lawrence, and Alicia Crocker check with Sprinkle's office.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're talking about how we don't know what we want to do or not.
Bowling.
What about it?
Do you want to go?
That would be fun.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, we finally found something to do.
Good, but we better hurry because I have to be home in 15 minutes.
Awesome. Well, we'll switch gears here a little bit for you. This next piece is called Esto Les Digo, and it is in Spanish. And translated as the scripture passage from Matthew 18, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I will be also. And as soon as we're done with this piece, we're going to go right into 2 pieces from the Beatitudes. This is by Patrick Hawes. Patrick is an English composer. We were able to do a debut of one of his major works several years ago based on the text of Song of Solomon. And so this is really different than what you heard before. It's very ethereal. The Beatitudes will have some piano accompaniment with it as well. And singing the solo on Este Lastigo is Rachel Pira. You'll hear from her a little bit. And then Olivia, you'll see her move over to the piano. She is our accompanist. What's really great about Olivia is that she sings and plays the piano both really well, which is awesome. And so what's really cool for her is in Missouri Baptist University, we try really hard to give student opportunities as much as possible before you graduate. We want to make sure that when you go out into the field, you've had lots of practice doing all of those things. And so she's a piano major, and so she accompanies for us, and not only is she getting scholarshiping to sing in the ensemble, all these students are scholarship to be in this ensemble, but she also gets paid, which is pretty cool, to be our accompanist. So it's an awesome experience. I'm going to double check the volume on this for you. Yeah, I should give you pictures for that. What is it? C. Beatitudes, there are several movements throughout, and we're just going to do two for you. This first one is those who mourn. Okay, so the next song we're going to sing for you is a song some of you might have heard on the radio, if you have Christian radio or anything like that around here, but it's a contemporary a cappella version of this. Can you give us an A flat? An E flat. This is Good, Good Father, and we'll have Ricky starting off solo on this, and then Hayden will wrap it up. Okay.
Of what they think you're like, and I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. I am, it's who I am, it's who I am. Oh, and I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers only you provide, 'cause you know just what we need, for we say you're good, good Father. It's who you are, it's who you are, it's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am, it's who I am, it's who I am. You are perfect in all of your ways. so unexplainable. I can hardly think as you call me. Call me still as you call me. Call me still as you call me. Call me still as you love. You're good, good Father. It's who you are, Father. It's who you are, Father. It's who you are, Father. I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You're good, good Father. You're good, good Father. Good, good Father. You're good, good Father.
So, who remembers, by raising your hand, who remembers where Missouri Baptist University is located? Yes, sir.
I-55 to 70.
Not I-55
Oh
to
my,
70.
that's so close.
Yes.
427?
That's it. You get a highlighter. Let's see. Can you get a major in music education at Missouri Baptist University? Yes. Yes, you can. You get a highlighter.
What's your role in the choir?
What is my job? Hey, that's true. Here's another. Okay, good. We have a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions that we can answer for you about Missouri Baptist University, or maybe just about college in general that maybe they might know for you? Yeah.
So I noticed throughout the performances that you don't have the same parts standing next to each other. Is there a reason for that?
Sure, that's a very good question. She asked about different parts standing next to each other. Raise your hand if you're a soprano. Raise your hand if you're an alto. Raise your hand if you're a tenor. Raise your hand if you're a bass. Cool. So in this year, and we did lots of different formations. When they came down to do their girls' piece and guys' piece, we even did something different. Sometimes we do stand in our sections. Sometimes we move around. And a lot of that has to do with the type of piece that we're singing and how difficult it is to stay together. But when we move around in different formations, we get a different sound out here. And so when I mix them up, oftentimes we get more of a blended sound because they're not having to fight as much within the section, but they have to know their music really, really well in order to divide up and do it that way. We haven't moved around as much this year. Last year, I think we moved around on every single piece. It's like, I don't like that. And sometimes it depends, like if one section is stronger than another, maybe like a lot of times sopranos, I end up putting more towards the back if they're really loud or really filling up the space and really strong. And if I can't hear my tenors, I might bring them down more center. Or if it's a song that really relies heavily on the bass, I might put all the basses in the back row. So there's lots of different formations that we use, but good observation and great question. Yeah.
How's your guys' English development courses?
English, yeah. So we do have majors in English. In English, I don't know exactly which ones there are, but there's an English majors in here.
I was an English major for a second.
Yeah, Mrs. Cox started as an English major,
I did.
And then we brought her over to the dark side of music. But every student has to take a certain amount of classes, English classes, when they're on campus with us, and then they can do different, majors. But the nice thing is you don't have to be a music major to be in this ensemble. We mentioned earlier some of them are not music majors, but if they're a chamber, they get the scholarship that goes along with it. The other thing is that all these students also have to sing in my chorale. We have another choir that has about 50 singers, and that's our non-audition group. But for a non-audition group, they sound pretty good. And but these guys are the core of that group, And so they're the ones that are doing the big masterworks every semester. But then we also put on a fall concert and sometimes a spring concert, and we'll run out and do a couple Sunday evening church concerts in some different locations. And so they get to do a little bit of touring, but this is the one that gets to go out the most. They visit a lot of high schools and those types of things. So yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Okay, would you be able to be like, because I want to go to freaking like, is that legal?
Sure, we do have our nursing program, we had a nursing program years ago, and then it went away, and then just last year we launched a brand new nursing that there's several aspects of that that you can be a part of, and we have 2 girls in our chorale right now, that are, at least 2, maybe 3, that are in that, have started that nursing pre-med stuff that they're doing there, so I always tell people, some people ask a similar question with athletics. They say, can I be in a sport and also be in a choir? And oftentimes you can make that work, at least for a little while. Do I have anybody doing athletics right now? Yes. What are you doing?
I'm a cheerleader.
She's cheer. We have other students in chorale that are also have done track and cross country. What? We've had wrestling, bowling, basketball. Yeah, you did a little bit of basketball. So the trickiest thing is, a lot of times what I tell students is, at the beginning, and that's one of the things that I loved. I'm also a graduate of MBU. I got my undergrad there. And the thing that I loved about being there is because you could do a wide variety of things. You definitely can be in band and choir. How many of you are in band? Some universities you go to, you can't represent band. Some schools you have to choose, just because it's very large and things are offered at the same time. But we try really hard to make well-rounded students, and so we want you to be involved in lots of different aspects. But what I tell students is a lot of times you may have to experiment with lots of different things at the beginning, and then by the time you get a junior or senior and you're really focusing into your major, your degree, you might have to make some tougher decisions there. But the nice thing is it's a smaller campus, and so it's really easy. We complain about parking because students have to park like a quarter of a mile away.
It's less than a 5-minute walk.
It's less than a 5-minute walk. So we've got to be good. We do also have the largest coffee shop that any college campus has in the state of Missouri. It's called The Perk. So if you're ever on campus, we'd love for you to come visit that. And we're going to sing another song or 2 for you before we leave. But at the end, there will be a little bit of time. If you want to come up and ask one of them a specific question, we have people that are, raise your hand, commercial voice people. There's a commercial voice. Raise your hand if you are vocal performance. Raise your hand if you are worship related. Raise your hand if you're music ed. Raise your hand if you're business electives, music business electives. Raise your hand if you're any other kind of BA or BM that I didn't mention.
Musical theater. What's wrong with you?
Musical theater. There's all
Just your wife back here.
All these things are for you. Theater, all of this. So you'll have a little chance to mingle and talk with some of them afterwards if you like. Also, Mrs. Cox will be over at that table after we're done. There are several things over there. One is a little search piece that just tells you information about the university. A lot of people are afraid of private universities because the cost is higher than a state university. However, always double check and make sure you apply and find out what financial aid is available to you. We offer really large scholarships for academics along the way. The average student at MBU is getting about a 50%, 45% scholarship. So when you see those larger numbers at those private universities, always, especially if you're really interested in that university, double check. Go ahead and apply. It does not hurt to apply to multiple places. You can apply online for free at MBU. And go ahead and get the ball rolling just to see what you would be offered. A lot of these students are getting academic scholarships, and then if they're in the music or theater department, they can get a talent scholarship on top of that. And then there's other institutional aid that you can stack with that. The only thing that's not stackable is athletic scholarships. And so, and that's just because those are pretty comparable. That if you took an academic and a talent, it's comparable to an athletic scholarship. So that's kind of how all that works. There's also some information about some upcoming shows that are happening. Our theater department is rocking at MBU. There's lots of things going on. You're going to get stage time. You're going to get tech time. You can be involved in those shows right away from the beginning. And then there's also, is that most of what's back there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end, you can go see some of that as well. let's close with Great God Almighty. This is a spiritual arranged by Stacey Gibbs.
God, great God, God, great God, great God, Almighty, mighty God, God, great God, Almighty, mighty God, God, great God, Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God 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 Almighty, mighty. Riding in a hurry, riding, Captain, riding like he angry. Yes, Lord, blowing in one hand, riding, cowhide in the other. Yes, Lord, singing great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty. Captain went to yelling. Oh, Captain went to yelling. Did you hear the captain shout? Take off your shirt now. Did you hear the captain? 'Cause I'm gonna kill you. No, 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 no. Great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty. Hear the captain coming, riding, won't be no more running and hiding. Oh, hear my cry, oh Lord, please hear my plea, oh Lord. Boldly went to plead, have mercy, 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 mercy. Oh Lord, have mercy, mercy, Captain, don't you kill me. Please don't you kill me, don't kill me, Captain, don't you kill me, don't you kill me, no, stop. I'm fighting till my death, I'm gonna keep on running till my very last breath. Shouting, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God, great God, great God, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, mighty, great God Almighty, great God Almighty, God.
So, if you don't have plans for this evening, they're giving a concert at the Methodist Church over there, where the trunk or treat was last night, across from McDonald's on Karsh. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I need to yeah, we gotta do food references. Okay. Anyway, and it starts at 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 7 o'clock, they're giving a concert at the United Methodist Church, and you'll hear some of what they did, and maybe some other new stuff too. Okay.